Hey, Stephanie Essen here. I'm chatting with Justin Lassen at GDC. He's an Intel software innovator. A few months ago, I did a project video about your project in sound design and sound collection all across the world for an IDC weekly episode. So I wanted to talk a little bit more about that with him. So Justin, what exactly was that project for people who don't know?
So about 10 years ago, I released a sound library called White Rabbit Asylum, and it was where I collected sounds over an 8-year period, and it did really well, and it was like dark crawl spaces, World War II exhibits, and all kinds of crazy stuff in Europe. And a lot of the fans were like, Justin, when are you going to do another sound library? So then over the last couple of years, I've been able to travel the world from everywhere from China to Thailand, all over Europe again, Iceland, and take ambisonic and binaural microphones to get like surround and spatial audio that I can then turn into assets for video game developers and people working in virtual reality and immersive experiences. So
that's awesome. And so what's the benefit? I mean, having real sound, that's more immersive, right?
Absolutely. So a lot of games in the past have just taken from standard libraries where after a while you start saying like, wait, I've heard that before, or that's just pulled from this or that. With this library, it's brand new, all custom material. It's in caves, cathedrals, underneath castles, crawl spaces, underneath the Vatican even. Just the really coolest, like mysterious places around the world. So the new library is called Black Fox Society, so it's sort of a sequel to White Rabbit Asylum. And the theme is sort of secret societies and secret places, and finding those like sonic stories that are hidden in these places in the audio, in the sound. So
that's so awesome. I think that work is really going to lend itself to more immersive VR and, you know. All right, so aside from that, how is this going to grow? I mean, you have this library all published and ready to go, but you're expanding this, I understand.
That's right. So the next phase of this library is I'm going to be traveling to other more mysterious places in the world in the next year, and I'm going to take even more interesting different microphones and technology with me and field recorders and things, and I'm going to capture even more high-res audio, basically, and edit it down to usable assets for VR developers and people working in games.
That's really cool. Yeah, awesome stuff.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask a little bit about being an Intel software innovator specifically, and maybe how that program has helped you further your professional career and what that looks like.
Oh yeah, the Intel Software Innovator Group has been like one of my favorite groups to ever be a part of. I've met so many friends, so many developers. I've been invited into so many cool like development projects. In fact, it's the program that got me into virtual reality. Before that, I was just doing composing and regular music and stuff, and then they invited me in and said, do you want to work with some teams that are doing some really innovative things? And of course, I was like, yes. So many years later, here I am, and I worked on like an Emmy-nominated VR experience for Spider-Man, and it's been amazing all the projects I've got to work on in the Innovator program. So yeah.
It's really, really cool. So going forward, you know, what's on the horizon for you?
So going forward, I want to get back to the artist of me, because there's like game developer, virtual reality, Justin Lassen, and then there's always been that songwriter, composer, performer, singer, Justin Lassen. So I'm working on new tracks, new music, and like rock and electronic genres. And so it's going to be kind of fun to get back to that, get back to my roots of just being an artist. So, yeah.
That's awesome that you can, you know, intermix being an artist and have that duality of also being a developer and a more technical person. So
absolutely.
That's really unique and awesome.
Thank you.
Great. So if someone wanted to learn more about your projects, where would you tell them to go?
Oh, absolutely. www.nihilstudios.com. It's NIHIL studios.com. So, yeah.
Awesome. Okay, Nihil Studios. Make sure you check out the links provided to see more of Justin's projects. And Justin, thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, thank you very much. Awesome.
Thanks for watching. Hey everybody, I hope you liked this video. If you haven't seen our other videos on the Intel Software YouTube channel, remember to subscribe and don't forget to leave us a little comment. Tell us what other material you'd like to see and chat with other enthusiasts who watch our shows.